Eastern Conference Finals, Nate, game four. Let me tell you something, Nate. We talked about, I believe it was game two, where the Milwaukee Bucks absolutely just destroyed the Atlanta Hawks. Well, the Atlanta Hawks got that rematch right here, Nate, okay? The Atlanta Hawks ended up defeating the Milwaukee Bucks 110 to 88. Now, I will say this, though. Before we start, I just want to say I'm wishing a full recovery for the following Giannis, Antetokounmpo, Trae Young, and Clint Capella. They all got hurt, so we'll see what happens with them. We'll see if they can continue the series. I do wish them a full recovery, excuse me. But overall, you know what, Nate? Let me talk about this game real quick, okay? Because I'm looking at the team stats and everything like that. And it's as simple as this. Like the Milwaukee Bucks, they just didn't show up, and without Giannis, it really did affect them, in my opinion. I mean, field goal percentage, the Atlanta Hawks, they shot 50.6% compared to the Milwaukee Bucks, 39.3%. Uh, Three-pointers, again, that's another advantage on the Atlanta Hawks. They shot 34.2% compared to the Milwaukee Bucks, 20.5%. Free throws, another problem with the Milwaukee Bucks. This one, it wasn't too bad, but again, you wish it would be better. Um, the Milwaukee Bucks, they shot 73.7% from the free throw line compared to the Atlanta Hawks, 84.6. Now, other stats that really do point in the Atlanta Hawks' favors is assists. The total team assists 26 compared to 19. It shows you that they were distributing the ball a lot better. They had 11 steals compared to the Milwaukee Bucks 6. Turnovers, the Milwaukee Bucks had 4 more turnovers than the Atlanta Hawks. And overall, Nate, the Atlanta Hawks, I'm going to be honest, they just played a better game. You look at let me explain something, Nate, okay? They said it. I just want to double check this real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They had 6 players, the Atlanta Hawks, scoring double digits, and that's without Trae Young. All right. So what I look at right here, Nate, regarding the Atlanta Hawks, is if this is going to be a series without Trae Young and Giannis. Now, obviously, Clint Capella is another player who got hurt, so they're going to have to figure out what to do with that. But overall, Nate, the Atlanta Hawks, again, they do. I feel like overall they got a lot more of a better supporting cast as of now than the Milwaukee Bucks. Obviously, the Milwaukee Bucks have Chris Middleton, who's a great player, but overall, you can't. Besides Chris Middleton, I just think the Atlanta Hawks overall have a more well-rounded team. I mean, you look at the stats, especially for this game. Bogdanovich, he was the leading scorer. Oh, excuse me. Lou Williams had 21 points as the leading scorer. He had 21 points. He had 8 assists and 5 rebounds. So congratulations to him. He shot 77.8% from the field, and he shot 2 for 3 from the three. So overall, Nate, Lou Williams really did step up when Trae Young did not play. He filled in for Trae Young, and he did a good job with it. Bogdanovich was another guy. He had 20 points, Nate. He had 5 assists, and he had 3 rebounds. On top of that, he also had 4 steals. So Bogdanovich was another guy who did a great job. Overall, though, his shooting, I felt like he overshot a little bit. 7 out of 19, that's a percentage of 36.8%. Like, obviously, you don't want to be overshooting that much, but overall, Bogdanovich did a good job. Guys like Clint Capella really did step up. Clint Capella had 15 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 steal. He shot 6 for 7 from the field, which is a percentage of 85.7%. So overall, again, Clint Capella was another big factor in this game. I'll tell you one guy though who didn't show up for the Atlanta Hawks, and that was John Collins. Okay, John Collins, he had 4 points. He shot 2 for 8 from the field, which is a percentage of 25%. He shot 0 for 3 for the 3. And overall, he had 7 total rebounds with 1 assist. So overall, you wish you would have seen a little bit more offensively from John Collins. And then last but not least, Kevin Huerter, he had 15 points. He shot 7 out of 15 from the field, which is a percentage of 46.7%. And he shot 1 for 7 from the 3. So overall, a couple guys that you kind of expect to do a little bit better offensively. Overall they were a little bit rocky. Like Kevin Huerter had 15 points, but again, 1 for 7 from the 3 is not going to cut it. Guys like again Bogdanovich shooting 7 out of 19, that's really going to affect you. And guys like John Collins going 2 for 8, that's not going to help neither. So overall, I feel like the Atlanta Hawks did overshoot a little bit, but regardless, Nate, their defense was really on point. They did a very good job defensively. I mean, Giannis had 14 points before he got hurt, which again, I'm wishing him a speedy recovery. But I'm telling you, Nate, guys like Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday showed up, but other than that, nobody else did. Okay, nobody else for the Milwaukee Bucks did. They have those are the top three guys for the Milwaukee Bucks are Giannis, Chris Middleton, and Drew Holiday, in my opinion. Those are the top three guys. And when you take away one, now Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday got to do a lot more work. And they didn't. And again, you wish that, again, for both of them, you wish that they could have been more consistent offensively. Chris Middleton shot 6 for 17 with a percentage of 35.3% from the field. Drew Holiday shot 6 for 17 with the same exact percentage. Chris Middleton was 0 for 7 on three-pointers. It couldn't, he was not clicking from the perimeter. He was not. I'm going to be real. Drew Holiday, another guy, not clicking from the perimeter. 2 for 7 for three-pointers. You're overshooting from there, right? You're overshooting from that place right there. Despite you guys having 19 points and 16 points, you're overshooting. So that's something that's definitely not helping. Giannis, before he got hurt, he had 14 points, shot 7 for 10, which is a percentage of 70% from the field, and he shot 0 for 1 from 3. So overall, Nate, it looked like he was going to have himself a very, very good game before he got hurt, which again is really unfortunate. And again, I do wish him the absolute best of luck. Same thing with Trae Young and Clint Capella because they suffered injuries as well. But overall, Nate, I say this. I don't think this is it's an okay win for the Atlanta Hawks, but it could be a lot better. Even though the score shows like they destroyed them, it's only because Milwaukee didn't show up. After Giannis got hurt, it's only because the two guys on Milwaukee, they weren't consistent. It's as simple as that. Defense was very good for the Atlanta Hawks, but offensively, they could have been a lot better, in my opinion. So obviously, the series is tied 2-2. Again, the status of Trae Young, Giannis, and Clint Capella, that's uncertain. We don't know exactly what's going to happen with them. But overall, Nate, if I'm the Atlanta Hawks, you got to be more consistent offensively, and probably Trae Young not being on the court was a big factor to that. Guys like Lou Williams did an absolute great job. Keep that up. Again, we know what Lou Williams is capable of. He's been, again, a former 6th man of the year. He's done it multiple times. And he showed, like, especially on the Clippers, that he is a crucial piece to a team. And so I hope that he can become one of those crucial pieces if Trae Young doesn't show up. As far as for Giannis Antetokounmpo, I'm telling you, Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday, they're going to have to step up, and they're going to have to be a lot more consistent than what they were in this game. And other guys on this team, too, are going to have to step up because besides Giannis, Chris Middleton, and Drew Holiday, nobody else had double digits in points. That's something that you got to be better with. It's as simple as that. And as for Clint Capella, again, that's going to be a big, I feel like a big weak spot in the Atlanta Hawks team because he's such a great center that whoever is next up is going to have to do a better job. But overall, Nate, game 5, as far as the series, Nate, I feel like it's anybody's for the taking. I do. I feel like overall, like if you look at the Atlanta Hawks, I feel like they have more of a supporting cast. If you look at the Milwaukee Bucks, they got the 2 better players in Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton, but the rest of the cast around them doesn't seem to show up, if that makes any sense. So with that being said, again, best of luck to both teams. Again, congratulations to the Atlanta Hawks on winning game 4, and we'll see what happens in game 5.
See this? It's on it, right? Stat sheet. I don't care about that. The Atlanta Hawks played an amazing game. Let me explain something to you, okay? One problem I've had with the Atlanta Hawks, also basically since the start of the second series against the 76ers, aside from Trae Young and John Collins and Clint Capella, no one else showed up. That was my problem. They relied too much on Trae Young, but now that Trae Young isn't here, everybody's like, oh, damn, we have to step up. And that's exactly what ended up happening, And I got to give the Atlanta Hawks a lot of credit. Now, I'm the Atlanta Hawks. I'm doing one thing. I'm taking advantage of this series. Okay, because now Giannis is injured, which, by the way, I'm wishing him a speedy recovery. And he was holding on to his knee, so it doesn't look like it's anything good. Not like an injury is good anyway. But here's the thing, okay? Most likely he's not going to play game 5, all right? That's just my thing. The way he was holding on to his knee and the way he was screaming in pain, it doesn't look like he's playing game 5. I highly doubt he will. So take advantage of that, okay? Because like Mario said, overall, without Giannis, the Hawks have a better supporting cast, despite the fact that sometimes they didn't show up for Trae Young. I think they have a better supporting cast. You know what I mean? So if I'm the Atlanta Hawks, I'm being a little more consistent, like Mario said, and I'm taking advantage of the opportunity and the fact that Giannis most likely will not come back in Game 5. Maybe he won't even come back for the rest of the series. And if that's the case, take advantage of that. We don't now. Again, I know what you're saying. Trae Young's probably not going to be back in the series. And that may be true. We don't know that yet. But again, who's the better player, Mario? You know what I mean? Trae Young or Giannis, and Trae Young's a great player, don't get me wrong, but Giannis has a lot to prove in this series, but because he's injured and we don't know his status yet, what's he gonna prove? So now the favor goes into the Atlanta Hawks, be more consistent, take advantage of the opportunity of the fact that Giannis is not most likely not gonna play Game 5, and then take advantage of Game 6 if he comes back. That is if. You know what I mean?
Right, but without Clint Capella, do they still have that advantage? Because
Right,
that's two
that's
guys
what I
on the
mean.
Atlanta Hawks that are out with Trae Young and Clint Capella, who are very crucial.
Well, that's what I mean. Is like even without him, everybody needs to start stepping up like they did this game, which is why I say this was a great win, because a problem that I had with the Hawks, that a problem that started in the second round of the playoffs is that, Trae Young does his thing, yeah, but what about the rest of the team? They're just kind of there. And I always say it's going to take a team to win it all. It's not going to take one person. You know what I mean? So again, you could definitely point to the Bucks not showing up, and that's true. They didn't play a great game. Field goal percentage was 39.3, which that's horrific. 3-pointers were 20.5%. Again, not great. That's horrible. And then free throws, it was a little bit better, 73.7%, but again, it could be better. So overall, I look at the Bucks this game, and they just overall, the best way I can describe it is they could have been better. But again, the Hawks took advantage of the fact that they were struggling, and that's just what you do to win. You look at the strengths and weaknesses of a team, and boom, there you go. As long as you can take advantage of that, you're good. So yeah, that's basically what I would say about the Hawks is just stay consistent and just take advantage of the opportunities ahead of you. So with that being said, Game 5 is on 8:30 p.m. on Thursday, July 1st. It's going to be on TNT, so make sure you go check that out. And with that being said, good job on the Atlanta Hawks to winning Game 4. It was a good win. And we'll see what happens come Game 5.